I wanted to share something before I go to the post office that I heard in a podcast today that I needed to hear today, and maybe you do too. It's the podcast Philosophize This. I love listening to this podcast specifically because he speaks at such a pace where I actually can maintain attention. And he was going through the work of this guy called Ernest Bloch, which I will make another entire video about because I feel like I'm being read to a T. He talks about this thing called hope, as hope relates to existentialism and basically this idea of anticipatory consciousness. And it is very relevant if you're living in 2025 and you feel like the world has let you down. But one thing that the host said as an interpretation of Ernest Bloch and what Ernest Bloch was saying is, I wrote it down on my phone, I paused as soon as it happened, we are too close to see our own potential. That's what Bloch says. We are too close to see our own potential. Let me just say that one more time. You are too close to see your own potential. Maybe you're like me and you find it so easy in your friends and your loved ones to see all of the incredible things that they do and things that they're like very bashful and very humble, which is a wonderful quality. But at the same time, it can sometimes spiral into not necessarily believing in yourself or maybe striving for a version of perfectionism that doesn't allow you to try and act upon those innate, incredible things that are your potential to connect with other people, your potential to be a force in this world that needs as much good as possible. And as I heard that, I just paused and I was like, I needed to hear this because I find that there are so many wonderful people that I work with and I can see where their creative brains are going. I can see their projects. I can see their vision. I can see them. And sometimes it happens with just strangers or people I'm just meeting. Like I can see where you're going and I'm so excited for you. But sometimes it's incredibly hard to turn that lens on myself. Like I have a really good ability to sit down with somebody and work on structure and a project and making that vision a reality. But when it comes to me actually deciding to translate and make a website and do the things that are on my wish list of my life, that's when perfectionism starts. That's when all the second guessing, that's when everything just starts to rear its head. And I needed to be told that I am too close to see my potential. And now I'm thinking about a few things that I'm going to do to try to step away from myself. One thing that always helps me step away in relation to myself and my feelings is journaling. And I think that's what I'm going to start with today. I'm going to say, Bailey, you are too close to see your potential, and talk to myself as if I'm talking to a friend. And not in an unhealthy way like I'm schizophrenic, but actually just looking at myself and deciding to be positive and loving for all the potential that we have. We're fed this as children and like what we can be and our dream jobs. We need to continuously turn it onto ourselves into adulthood.